welcome back, guys. Today is Monday the 28th of October. Good morning, and we're going to be talking about the earnings updates for Friday the 25th of October. Hope you guys have had a great weekend, and I'm going to go straight into it and talk about Verizon and Barclays. Barclays you won't see on this list just because this focuses predominantly on US stocks, bonds, etc. But I'm going to be talking about Barclays. I did talk about it a little bit in my last portfolio update, so go and check that out if you haven't already done so. And also I'm going to talk about Verizon as well. So yeah, please like, please comment, please subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So let's start with Verizon. Verizon third quarter earnings beat analyst forecast, which is always good. Verizon on Friday posted better than expected third quarter earnings as wireless subscriber additions continued to top analysts' forecasts. Verizon said earnings for the 3 months ended in September were $1.25 a share. So that's an EPS of $1.25 a share. Versus $1.19 a share in the comparable year-ago quarter, which is growth year-on-year, which is really good. Analysts polled by FactSet had expected per-share earnings of $1.24, so they just pipped what analysts expected to do, but it's always good when they actually come above analyst expectations. Revenue came in at $32.9 billion, above consensus forecast of $32.7 billion, which is a good, what's that, 200 million growth. Now, Verizon added 601,000 retail postpaid net additions in its wireless business during the quarter, up from 295,000 a year ago, and 615,000 postpaid smartphone net additions, an increase from 510,000. That came on top of the subscriber additions it recorded in the second quarter, which were also higher than forecast. So all of this was the culminating factor in Verizon's doing really, really well, and you won't see it reflected in the share price now, except if you can see after hours trading. But today, when the New York Stock Exchange opens, probably around 4 p.m. UK time, I believe, you will start to see, hopefully, some measurable growth in your Verizon stocks, which should be good. Verizon continued its momentum in the third quarter by driving strong wireless volumes in both our consumer and business segments while delivering solid financial results, highlighted by continued wireless service revenue growth, increased cash flow, and EPS growth, CEO Hans Vestberg said in a statement. The company reiterated its full-year guidance, saying it sees a low single-digit percentage growth rate for adjusted earnings, and improvement from its prior forecast of flat growth from the year. Going into the fourth quarter, we are energized by the strong performance of the business and confident in our strategy to drive value for our customers and growth for our shareholders. Shares of Verizon were up 0.5% at $60.32 Friday trading. So hopefully this will continue to the fourth quarter and Verizon will close at a decent performance. Now, I talked a little bit about Barclays, but I'm just going to cover it again for those of you that haven't seen the portfolio update, and obviously it was on Friday as well. Jess Daly, Group CEO, said for the year to September, our group return on tangible equity stands at 9.7%, including a 10.2% return in the third quarter. Profit before tax was just under $5 billion, excluding litigation and conduct, which includes all of the insurance claims within that section, and earnings per share was 19.7 pence for 9 months. These represent another set of consistent and resilient results, and they show the benefits of our diversified model, one which allows us to weather today's macro headwinds and grow our businesses and profitability over time. So I'm also going to read it from CNBC, and this is just to kind of highlight that the way an article is potentially written can kind of give you a positive versus a negative sentiment. And I think it's down to you guys, it's incumbent on you guys as investors to really try and discern the facts from the sentiment, and actually try and then work out, is this a positive article, is this negative, not article, but is this positive news, irrespective of the way it's kind of written. So the CNBC, which I do like as a resource, so this is not an attack on CNBC, but it's just the way it's been written. Barclays earnings hit by $1.4 billion in insurance claims, but investment banking's profits rise. The British lender posted a $292 million in net loss attributable to shareholders for the 3-month period ending September the 30th. The lender made a $1.4 billion provision to settle mis-selling claims in the fallout of payment protection insurance. Shares Barclays are up more than 10% year to date. Barclays reported a net loss after being hit by $1.4 billion billion worth of insurance claims. It's got $1.4 billion and $1.8 billion. I'm assuming this is pounds and this is dollars, but they probably rushed the article. British lender posted £292 million in net loss attributable to shareholders for the 3-month period ending September the 30th. Data from Reuters Oicon predicted a loss of 19.2 million for the quarter. Barclays had posted a 1 billion net profit in the same period last year, obviously when they didn't have the whole PPI. So for me, the clear thing to really note here is that obviously they did report a loss, but the majority of it is because of the whole PPI amount that they had to cover, and that's why this amount was their loss. If you exclude the PPI situation, then actually it's a positive sentiment in terms of how the Barclays has basically performed during, you know, that climate. And I've talked to you guys before about the whole PESEL analysis situation, and the first one, the P, stands for political. And if there is going to be any political situation such as the PPI situation, or you could say PPI is probably legal actually, but either way, those macro headwinds had a significant impact. So yeah, that was the performance for Barclays, and I saw my share price rise probably about 3 or 4% when this was released as well, which is really good for Barclays. So that's Barclays, that's Verizon. Tomorrow we are going to cover what we are talking about, what happens today. So what are we going to cover on tomorrow? So tomorrow we're going to cover Google, Beyond Meat, AT&T, I'll cover Spotify, and we'll probably leave it there. So yeah, tune in tomorrow if you want to know Google, Beyond Meat, AT&T and Spotify earnings updates. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time with another investment video. Have a great week, guys. Peace.